Good morning, dear students. Today I brought the next topic in the Unit 3 of the paper separation technique, that is methods of the extraction. In the previous video, we have learned the extraction method, what is the principle involved, various types of the extraction with the various examples. Now we learn the methods of the extraction process. Topics to be covered in this lecture. We should learn the method of the extraction, the infusion and its types, decoction and the digestion method. What is the learning outcome of this lecture? The students will be able to understand the method of the extraction, the infusion method, its types, decoction method and the digestion method. So as we go for dividing the method of extraction into 5 main types, and we have a good extraction process in all these 5 methods. The first is infusion, the second is decoction, the third is digestion, the fourth is maceration, and the fifth one is percolation. So we can divide the method of the extraction into 5 types. So the first method of the extraction is infusion. It is very simple method of the extraction. It is useful for the soft samples or the soft material. So how the process takes place, let's see. We take a beaker in which we introduce our sample into it. Okay. Then we add our menstruum into it. Either I have added the menstruum cold water into it. So whatever the menstruum at a room temperature you are adding it. Then the process goes for the boiling. This whole solution to be boiled up to 15 minutes. So when it is boiled to 15 minutes, after that it is cooled at the room temperature and then filter out. After the filtration, we got the dilute solutions, which has the soluble constituents of the drugs if you have taken as a sample. So we can understand this method of the extraction. The infusion of an orange is an example by which we can understand this extraction process. So the whole process is the extracting the chemical constituents in a solvent, means menstruum, by allowing the material to remain suspended in the solvent. We are allowing the sample to remain in the menstruum and it providing the temperature up to 15 minutes. So the resultant solution or resultant liquid is called infusion. So it's a simple method of the extraction. If your sample is soft in nature, it can be done very easily, and you're having the extract in the dilute form, dilute solution form. So infusion can be divided into 2 types. One is called the fresh infusion. The another one is called concentrated infusion. So what is the difference between when we prepare our solution in the water? They are called fresh infusion. If we are preparing and we are using the menstruum water, so we have the dilute solution and that is called the fresh infusion. And it can be used up to 12 to 24 hours. So the fresh infusion what you have extracted by using the water can be used up to 12 to 24 hours. And what is the concentrated infusion? The concentrated infusion prepared in the menstruum alcohol like. How much alcohol it is to be taken? That is 20 to 25%. If you have taken as a menstruum and you are preparing your extract or an infusion in the alcohol, it can be used for several days. So that is the difference between two type of the infusion. If we are preparing it in the water, it is called the fresh infusion. We have taken the menstruum as a water. And if we have taken in the concentrated form, we have used the menstruum as an alcohol, which can be used for the several days for the analysis. So let's see the next method of the extraction, that is decoction. It is suitable for those samples in which the water soluble constituents are there, as well as that constituents are heat stable. The sample is boiled in a specified volume of water. So the boiling of the sample with the specified volume of water as a menstruum for the defined time is done in the process. So it is suitable for extracting the water soluble as well as heat stable constituents. So we can easily understand the decoction method as we prepare the tea and coffee using water as a solvent or a menstruum at home. So that is an example of decoction. We are preparing the tea and coffee. We are boiling the tea in a defined volume of water, and we have a tea according to our taste. If we want a highly concentrated extract, so we can go for the process highly concentrated decoction boiling. And boiling should be go on continuing until your liquid solution reduced to a certain volume. So if you want highly concentrated extract, you can perform and you can go for boiling continuing until your liquid reduced to a certain volume. And all when we cool it to obtain 40 degrees centigrade, we go for press the mark and mix the resulting liquid, which is called by the decoction. So here is an example of the sample which is extracted by the decoction method. For example, here the Kinkona bark, which is a wood which is used in the treatment of the various diseases like malaria, as well as it cure the fever. So by the decoction we have the extract of this bark, and which can be used to treat the malaria and fever. Now the another method of the extraction is digestion method. In this, the temperature and the pressure plays the role. The sample is boiled and also applied the pressure in the digester. Simultaneously, the temperature and the pressure causes the extraction, and the resultant liquid which we get is called the digestion liquid. So here you are able, this process is carried out in a digester. So here you are able to see a digester in which we can apply the pressure into it from the top side, and from the bottom side it is heated, applied the temperature. Applying the temperature, it goes on boiling and simultaneously with the pressure, so it enhanced the extraction process, and after a certain period of time we stop this and we have the resultant liquid which is called the digester liquid. So we have learned the three methods of the extraction in this lecture, that is infusion, decoction and the digestion. The rest two extraction methods we will study in the next lecture. Thank you and take care.